listening to
this pissing me
the
off.
one with you, the one with Justin. I think it was Justin versus the world.
Justin versus the
I
world.
forgot I came out in that one.
Oh yeah,
So
hearing
my
that
fucking
one.
background voice. God, fucking Larry.
Dude, Larry. If I were rich,
because that's all I imagine.
if I were rich, I'd put a hit out on Larry.
Who wouldn't? Who likes Larry? That's the real thing. They're just gonna our I was gonna say target demographic. Our audience
Yeah,
is just gonna hear dishware.
I hope so. It's the experience at Denny's.
Yes.
You thought Breaking Bad did that the best? We're Breaking Bad right now. And what is happening, everybody? My name is Julius, and I am here once again. I'm not in the usual spot that we record podcasts in. I am with Andrew, first of all. Hey, Andrew, how you doing?
Hello.
And I am here with Andrew at a Denny's. It is a freaking Denny's. That's the gimmick. All right, good night. How you doing?
That's the episode.
How you doing, Andrew? You're hungry?
Very.
You starving?
You know, it feels weird to start a podcast like this, consuming food.
Yeah.
But after all the ideas we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
I'm excited for those, man.
For the.
I mean, I'm not going to spoil too much, but
Well, for example,
The Goat in the Jungle
In the Jungle?
is a podcast episode I can't wait for.
well, I was telling you that we could have easily done a podcast like where we're eating, and then I add the restaurant ambience to it. But you got to
like
be
fake
in
it,
it.
you know?
Yeah, exactly. If we were to do one in a jungle, I have to find a jungle first of all, and then do it. It's like with Kevin Nealon. You know Kevin Nealon, right? The comedic actor.
Mm-hmm.
And he does like a show on YouTube where he goes on hikes in like the in like the Hollywood Hills, and he goes with different actors and celebrities. Like he did one with Conan O'Brien, and he just has this little camera, and he.
Oh, I've seen clips.
Have you seen
one.
that?
I don't know if I've seen the whole episode in its entirety, but I've seen clips.
They're pretty funny, dude. They're pretty funny. So here, this is a thing now. The Denny's podcast, dude. I'm gonna have to edit the shit out of this one because of this. Paul McCartney's up in the background, but Paul McCartney's not really here.
No, he isn't, actually.
Shit, man.
Well, let's just hope it doesn't pick it up.
Well, you said that you were listening to some of the episodes today, and you're listening to one with Justin with where he's, and you're in that one. You forgot.
Yeah, no, so the reason I brought that up is because the thing that I remembered, okay, I can't quote it word for word, but what I remember from that episode is him saying, yeah, me and Brian, it's nothing but love. I could never fight that guy. He is such a nice guy. And then like 10 episodes later, it divulged into all that.
Did you hear the last episode?
I did. Oh my god, I love the editing, by the way.
What editing?
Sorry,
That was
the
come
actual
on.
recording. Your
They're-
microphone, it's undamaged. I apologize. I want to animate that now, by the way. That sounded so sick.
First of all, yeah. So obviously, Brian and Justin, they're all good. They've been good. It was a prank on poor Sebastian,
On us, on all of us.
everyone. I don't know. Did you believe at any point? Did you believe that they were actually beefing with each other?
Only when you were stressed about it, because I don't like seeing my friends in stress. And I'm like, Julius, the only reason, well, like Sebastian said, you commit to bits, and I think we all know that. So that's why there's some hesitation to believe this. Justin's a good actor, and Brian's a good actor.
Yeah.
But it's just the part where you seem stressed about it, where I'm like, maybe it's real. I don't want to see my boy stressed. So it was your pain that was suffering it, which, by the way, don't play with your friends' feelings, man. We're worried about you guys.
You know,
But we also knew it was Cap, so we're like, you guys don't deserve this.
You know, I was worried about that. I was legit worried. It was real pain because I was thinking, man, this is either going to go really well with people or it's going to go really bad with people. You know, because you know, I like to joke around and everything, and I thought this was akin to like. I really got the idea from Justin because he was the one who was playing it
That episode
off.
really showed it.
Yeah.
The Justin versus the World episode.
Yeah, because he's playing it up like a
go
wrestling.
back to that episode.
Yeah, like it's like some WWE type shit and everything.
Yeah, no. After that episode, I'm like, yeah, he sounds too excited for this idea of a fight not to pass. It all makes sense. He was the mastermind.
You know, I want to thank my former coworker friend, Sophia, because I was gonna have her on the episode that Justin was on, Justin versus the World and everything, you know. But she wasn't able to because she was headed back to CSUN. That's where she worked, or doesn't. She goes to school there, and we just didn't have the time for her to help me with the podcast. She was really down to do it and everything.
Yeah.
So that forced me to like, who can I talk to? You know, because I like getting new people on each week and everything. But then I talked to Justin, and dude, when that was brought up, I was just like, okay, I think I know exactly what to do until the 30th episode of.
Is that the 30th now? Yeah. Right.
The Brian versus Justin. Yeah, that's the 30th one. So I wanted to just do a whole event for it. You know, the 10s are my favorites because they're the eventful ones. You know.
Just wait till 40.
Oh my God.
Jungle.
Yeah, we'll be in the jungle with Brendan Fraser.
No, not that loincloth. Man.
Oh man, I'd like to see him in a loincloth now. Are you kidding me? Dude, what are you eating right now at the Denny's?
So, what do you get at a diner?
Right.
At all times? Breakfast food.
That's right.
Brother. Breakfast. If you get anything else,
You're wrong.
You're valid, I guess. I'm not gonna be canceled over this. But if you get breakfast food, you get more points in our book. I think the
book.
important book. The holy. No, I got pancakes. I got a steak omelet.
Yep.
With mushrooms and peppers. Deliciousness. And some hash browns.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Which is amazing because last time I was here, I got nothing. I waited 40 minutes, and their cook left. He quit on the job. Yeah. Lynn was there and everybody. You weren't there? I thought we told you about
No, I don't think so. I remember the first time we hung out, we went to a Denny's, you know, which is somewhat the reason why I was prompted to say, hey, I want to do a podcast at a Denny's, you know, because I've been going to Denny's quite a bit. When we went to Vegas, I was each morning was Denny's morning.
Oh my God.
Because there was a Denny's right next door.
In Vegas.
We're not sponsored, by the way. But
Well,
here we are.
And by the time this comes out.
You never know, right?
Exactly.
Shit, dude, you pointed this out to me. The funniest thing that happened here, because you know, at Denny's, crazy shit happens
Every time. Literally. That
literally.
cook quit that night. The night we happened to be hungry.
What happened tonight at here?
So tonight, I'm watching you set up this.
Here, come to Mike a little bit.
This whole thing here on our dinner table, and I glance and I see a little mouse on somebody's shoulder, and I was just like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. So I look back up, but the guy kept looking in this direction, and you know, I don't want to be rude, I don't want to make eye contact, so I keep trying to do like side glances, I guess, without trying to meet his eyes. But every time I did a side glance in that direction, he would look back in this direction. So I'm like, I feel like he's waiting. You know, it's like if you've ever played those video games where you have to wait for those security guards that are patrolling. It's like that, dude. I don't want to make eye contact with this guy. It's a challenge.
You got detective mode on.
Exactly. So I waited for our waitress to come by, and as soon as she left, boom, that was my chance. He was looking away, and I saw it, a stuffed Remy the rat on a man's shoulder. Did he order food? Did he even get food? I don't know.
I don't know. He was here
But he came,
before us.
Yeah, he was, huh? Yeah, he was chilling with Remy on his shoulder.
What do you think is behind that? Like, do you think he has intimacy issues or something? Do you think he's stuck in the past? Is it?
I don't know what the deal is, but I wish I had a Remy like that, man.
Perched on your shoulder. Like it was on his shoulder.
Yeah,
it was stuck there.
Yeah,
Stitched there. Maybe.
He put a backpack on.
Yeah.
And it was still on. So.
It was great. It's a lovely sight, and it reminded me of that movie.
Very wholesome.
It reminded me of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, which we saw. I finally got to see in the theater, and it's
Where
incredible.
it should be watched.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
got to
God.
watch it there. It was incredible. It was an incredible piece of.
I'm telling you, it's
of
still
cinema.
my most favorite film.
Yeah. Well, the Oscars are coming up. It's gonna win for sure.
I hope
It's gonna
so.
clean house.
Because I think that last film to get all the praise, what was it, Parasite? Mm-hmm. Well deserved. Mm-hmm. And this one coming up, there's a reason it came out in theaters again, man. Mm-hmm. It was so good. It made me cry every time. I've seen it three or four times, and I've cried each time.
Do you?
I hid my tears from you, Julius.
I didn't hide shit. I was a waterfall. Speaking of the jungle, the rainforest. Do you care about the Oscars at all? Is it something that's like in your world or anything?
Sort of.
Yeah.
I do, like, if there's a movie that comes out and gets a reward for something that I wasn't paying too much attention to, I notice it and I, like, start to look at it a little bit more. Whether that means looking at who's involved or what's trailers and stuff, like other stuff like that. I do that, but I guess, like, nah, not really. If I enjoy a film, I feel like I've seen so many movies and so many different freaking genres that, like, to really stick out nowadays is something, you know? And I don't need an Oscar ceremony to show me what has stuck out to me compared to all of crazy fucking cinema, you know? Mm-hmm. So I don't pay too much attention to it, but I think, honestly, ever since that moment with Parasite, because I remember when that movie was first coming out, you know, we would get ads or something on Instagram or on what other social media. I remember I would watch the movies a lot with Leslie at the time. Yeah. I remember I told her, like, this looks really good. Nobody's talking about this. Like, this looks really fucking good. Yeah. And then it got all the awards, and, like, foreign films started to get more of a focus in awards and, like, other just mainstream popularity, you know? And I think, like, that's gonna help it, I think, because there was a lot of films back in the day that were kind of getting not as popular because they weren't from here. They weren't a big Hollywood production, you know?
Well, did you see that video of when it won? I think it won Best Picture or Best Director. I can't remember. It won an important one. And the foreign film, I think, first time winning that important award, there was a video of these Korean people in a living room watching the show. And when that happened, they were all, like, cheering and celebrating and everything.
Big win.
Big win.
Big
Real big
Hell
win.
Yeah.
That was, you know, I think it's important for those reasons, for those moments. You know what I mean? But other than that, I don't really put too much. It's not like okay, it's decided what's the best film now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though I guess that's the point of the award. But really the point of the awards entirely is just, it's like a networking event for people in those industries.
Big names.
You know, it's like
Right.
it's like the best marketing strategy that you could have. You know what I mean? It guarantees that you're gonna get, or maybe it doesn't guarantee,
It's like
but
the best of the best are there.
Yeah.
So if you get somebody who's there, you know,
like
they're a big name.
like a really good actor's gonna see, a really good big actor's gonna see who wins Best Director and say, I want to work with that guy. You know,
immediately. Yeah.
and that's cool. But you know,
Yeah. So, like, if, like, I guess in regards to the question of, like, whether I keep up with it to, like, say, like, oh, that one won best film of the year, I gotta watch it now. Like, nah, because there have been some best films of the year where I'm like, there are other movies that came out that year that, you know, I enjoyed more because, you know, it's personal. It's not all the general, I guess.
yeah, it's not numbers and stats or anything like that. Here's the most important question, though. Okay, why a Denny's?
Why a Denny's?
Yeah.
I mean, why shawarma in Avengers, Julius? Why? I forgot the name of the burger, but the burger in Pulp Fiction.
cheeseburger.
You know which one.
The Big Kahuna burger. I think that's fictitious. I don't think that's
Why
real.
food in general, Julius? Why? Because it's the source of life. And Denny's gives me life every time. It takes it away sometimes, but it gives me it back.
I've never done any sort of recording while having a meal. You know, maybe I've snacked on something, but a meal?
Oh yeah,
like a
no.
straight up
I
dinner
feel a little
meal?
rude to our listeners. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
I don't know. Just talk. Imagine.
They're gonna get hungry. They're gonna eat. They're gonna eat.
I hope you
along,
guys are
while
eating
listening
with
to
us.
this.
Yes, yes. If you guys aren't, grab a plate, grab a burrito, grab an apple,
Go to Denny's.
go to Denny's. Yeah, hell yeah.
I think.
I swear we're not sponsored.
No, I swear, because the next episode will be at IHOP.
No, they'll cook us out.
No, yeah, do you think they would?
Denny's is like
More
very
easygoing,
chill.
easygoing, right? With all the stuff that.
She wouldn't mind calling you back after the first date. IHOP. If you didn't spring out for the whole package, wow.
Well, speaking of the romanticism,
Who spoke of this?
yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah. it was.
And I'm surprised. You and I hung out for like the tail end of it, and I think you were working yesterday, right?
Mhm.
I'm surprised you didn't have anything lined up
with
for Valentine's Day
with a particular someone or just with
with a female.
I should hope.
Yeah.
Well, I had mentioned something to my coworker earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm chewing.
Oh, chew.
Yeah, you caught me with the mouthful of food. I apologize.
Oh my God. I'll just edit in the sound of chewing to emphasize that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit? I had talked to fine, I'll talk to Jacob earlier.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how many name drops we have in here. Sometimes people drop their address. Sometimes people are afraid of saying their last name. So I don't know how much information we're gonna go here. But
It's ignored. It's okay.
that's true. Yeah. Freaking. Oh yeah. So I was having a conversation with him about avoiding a certain someone because
At your work,
no,
or just in
somebody that I had gotten involved with a couple weeks ago. I don't know if we hung out when I had a certain mark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
that was her.
that.
That was from her, and I had told him that
Just
I felt.
say her name. It's fine.
No, I'm not gonna bring her out of this. I was thinking about it, but no. So the reason why I feel a little guilty pursuing things with her is because I'm friends with her brother, and that's how I kind of met her.
Man.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not gonna say her name. Also, and you know what? You know what my friend said about the situation?
What?
Fuck it, it's not him. Like if she's down, she's down. And
She's
I'm
down.
Like,
She's down. Fool. She's down.
and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so that's why I did it initially. But like, there's some like, I don't want to do that to the homie,
You don't want to ruin
And
the relationship.
she had asked a week ago if I was doing anything today, and I was
Or
gonna.
yesterday.
No, she had asked. She
Oh,
had asked a week ago if I was
right.
doing anything yesterday on Valentine's. But I would have said yes, but I'm like, I feel like when you go out with somebody on Valentine's Day of the opposite sex, and she wanted to go out to a bar and kind of what we did prior, which was like go to a bar and go to the pier.
Right.
So I think she had wanted to do that, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's too insinuating, like. I also had a conversation with my cousin Crystal last week about
the wonderful Crystal.
Yes, the wonderful Crystal. Shout out to her.
Shout out
she
to
was
Crystal.
hearing my personal woes, and part of the romantic shit was involved in there.
Mm-hmm.
And some of what was involved was like, there's some hesitation on my part,
Right.
to continue a romantic thing right now. And I think that's why the whole Valentine's thing. Legit, I didn't know it was Valentine's Day until I got to work. And I'm like...
Really?
Yeah, because, like, I mean, when you're in a relationship, yeah, you kind of have to... It's a countdown, I have to buy gifts, I have to plan a date, I have to do something, right? But when you're single, I have no idea when the fuck Valentine's is. I thought it was the 13th. I thought it was on Monday, I think. And then
hoping.
it wasn't. Yeah. I think because everybody called off on Monday. And so I was like, I guess it's Valentine's Day, right? Everybody was off. But no, it was on Tuesday. And I only knew because, the good old Mexican grinders out there shoveling out their flowers every corner. Shout out to those guys.
You can see.
But they were out extra, because they're on my usual route. But there was like 4 on every block now, and I'm like, oh, it's Valentine's Day, it's out.
Oh, you want the flower?
And I'm like, bro, I'm a single guy in a car. Come on, like, no.
I'll run over with your flowers.
There was a guy that offered me and Jacob one, and that one I was like, no, come on, we're good.
It's all good. It's all good. You give it to your boyfriend.
Yeah.
You're talking to Andrew to Jacob.
They don't discriminate. They want that money.
Yeah, that the almighty dollar is,
the best form of love.
Yeah, exactly. You don't discriminate against the almighty dollar. The thing is, the reason this time is really interesting in terms of love and all that bullshit is that something happened the night of the recording of Brian versus Justin that I'm not going to name names, okay, but you were there, Andrew, after the recording of the podcast. Yeah. We went to go get a drink with some friends, and we went to this bar over in I'm not
your idea.
It was my idea. I wanted to take Jacob, who was there. I wanted to take Jacob out to get a drink. It was really good.
Thank you.
The Denny's experience. I wanted to take Jacob out for a drink, and specifically White Russians, because the White Russians are really good. We never had them. It's his birthday coming up. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna buy you one.
On a side note, you know how he does movies at work? We got The Big Lebowski, and he's like, the fucking bar, and he threw that movie away.
Oh, the day after?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So this will give that little piece some context. So we go to this bar, and we're waiting. It's me, Jacob, and someone else, and we're waiting for you, Andrew. And we're just chilling there. We're not drinking yet because we want to eat. So what happens is there's this guy who calls himself Albert, who wanders over. Thinks I hailed him. Thinks I called him to come over.
You gotta describe this guy, man.
Well, Albert has long hair, like myself.
Very long.
Very, very long. I think
scraggly beard.
Well, I think mine's a bit longer.
You know what? He had a longer beard. You had longer hair.
Yeah, my hair was longer. He had a man's beard. Good for him,
He had a longer beard.
He had a longer beard, and
he was wearing shorts.
He's wearing
shorts
at a bar. And I was bigger than him, and just had to establish that. And he comes up and he leans on the booth, on the other side of the booth that we're sitting at, and he leans over and he's saying, "Hey guys, are you guys musicians?" And we're just like, "Yeah."
How'd you know?
How did you know that? Why would you think that? Who are you? He's like, "All right, man, my name's Albert," and immediately Jacob scooches away from this guy, making it so apparent that he wanted nothing to do with Albert.
I don't know you. Don't talk to me.
I don't know you. Don't know your mama. Don't want to know any of them.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious, right? So what happens is he leaves because it's a little awkward, and he is high off his ass. It's like so apparent, right? And you finally come in, and then we leave the bar to get some food, but we eventually come back to drink.
Not even that long after.
No, it's probably maybe, like 20 minutes?
We just ate, yeah.
Yeah, we just ate, and then we came back right up the street to the bar. And it was funny because... Oh, what the hell? Why are images showing up, dude?
You're going crazy. There's Denny's everywhere.
The Denny's curse. Okay, so what happens is, as I'm walking in, I don't know if you remember this, but as I'm walking back into the bar, I see Albert and this other character in the story named Dasha.
Oh, jeez.
Who's a girl.
Okay, so at this point, me and split off to the bar to get our drinks.
Yeah, so I'm walking into the bar, like into the place, past the bouncer and everything. And he's like, "Hey guys, how's it going, Albert?" Right? Which is, I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on?" Still going in. And I go to the bar because I want to finally get the drinks. And Jacob decides to go get a booth by himself. And he's sitting in the booth, almost near the corner of the bar.
The fucking Don, bro.
And he's illuminated. It looks like the lighting is set up.
The low lighting, the fucking.
Dude, he looks like The Godfather. That's what it's lit like. It looks like a like a Coppola film,
So his arms spread on the top of the booth.
Literally, he's
leaned back,
sitting there like the Don. And I get the drinks. I'm walking over to Jacob, to him, and he's by himself. You guys aren't there. And it really is like a scene because as I'm walking, making my way, I see Albert approach Jacob and sit right across from him. Jacob's sitting in the booth part of it. Albert pulls up a chair, and he's like, "Hey man, how's it going?" Were you thinking at all at that point, did Jacob invite that guy to sit in your seat?
No, I knew for a fact. That's why I went to go sit next to him, because I'm like, this guy's probably going to get mad. So let me just hey, this guy's drunk. He's not personal.
Well, your intuition was correct, because as I was walking up to Jacob to back him up, I guess, and give him his drink, Albert puts his fist in front of Jacob to get a fist bump, to get a little fist bump action.
Right.
And then Jacob isn't. He doesn't want to. He don't want to touch Albert. He don't know Albert. He don't want to touch him.
Yeah.
And then he just gives him the peace sign. Like, all right, peace now. Fuck off. And which I thought was more than fair. I think that was pretty nice actually of Jacob to do that. Considering what Jacob's done in the past.
There's so much that it's like. It's worrisome because it's like, Jacob would never give in and lash out and hurt somebody. I mean,
not
he
physically.
Would. Maybe he would, but
Well, I mean, if it got to that point.
Has self-restraint.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple instances now where it's like, because he's usually quick-tempered and passionate, you kind of think that he's gonna succumb to this, but no, he's really restrained. He does something that it's like, wow, you handled that really well.
Yeah, I mean, he was just chilling. He was minding his own business.
Yeah.
And then Albert comes up, tries to fist bump him. He fails. And then Albert, as I'm walking up to the table, Albert starts to yell at Jacob. And he is just yelling about, why are you scared? Why are you scared? Why are you scared of life?
Yeah.
And I have to come up and I have to be like, bro, he's not scared. He's just minding it. He's chilling. He's not doing anything. He's just minding his own business. And then Albert starts to focus on me. Yeah. And then he moves a chair. Then you come in. Fine. The other friend was lost.
So the friend that we went with, he was lost, and so he was behind me. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So when I pulled up the seat and I walked up to the interrogation that was Jacob and Albert, I was expecting to see our friend behind me, but instead, I see a beautiful tall drink of water, or should I say, tall drink of saliva.
Was that me?
No.
Who was it?
Albert's friend.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that person.
Because she pulled up the seat before that guy got there.
No, she came in after.
Really?
Dasha came in after. Yeah, because I was there. Let me tell you why. Because I was there sitting next to Jacob. Right. We're pressed up against the wall in the booth, because you know how the booth is up against the wall?
Yeah.
There's a table and then there are chairs.
Yeah.
He's there, and I join him, sit right next to him, so this Albert fool doesn't do anything, because he was getting rowdy. And I know Jacob can take care of himself, but I have to be there still,
Yeah.
And so Albert is just talking to me all this nonsense about his job, like he makes cameras for the film industry, which he might, that's fine. I'm a director, man, and you see my friend, she's gonna be a actor in my film. And immediately, listen, I don't mean to think the worst of people. I don't mean to. This is not saying anything about Albert or Dasha, but I thought he was talking about porn. To be quite honest, just the way that his whole approach was and everything.
Because context means a lot, right?
Yes.
And when you're coming at somebody with no context, with the only context being that you are high off your ass.
Yes.
What else do you expect?
That's not a statement on either of their character.
No, they were just inebriated.
They were.
We cannot take everything they're saying for granted.
They were out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They were out of it. So I think that's a justified speculation on my part. So I'm like,
So you're
okay.
already thinking this guy is a grease ball, more or less.
I'm worried. His knees are close to my knees. You know what I mean?
Very touchy, very open.
Very touchy, yeah, man. So this chick that Andrew brought up, named Dasha, arrives at the table and starts immediately talking to Jacob about his shirt, saying she loves the shirt. Jacob has a girlfriend, first of all, so he's being unresponsive. He's just like, all right, fuck, okay, whatever. And what did she say to you?
When we were talking?
Yeah.
Well, I could tell Jacob didn't want to talk to her. Well, he didn't want to talk to any of them, much less her, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, these guys are just drunk, and they're new to LA. Somewhat new. They're somewhat new.
I think she was more new than him. I think I'm full.
Yeah, I'm okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely.
Sure.
Yes,
yeah.
please.
Thank you. What was I saying?
Talking about Dasha.
Oh yeah. Freaking. At that point, I had brought our friend over, and I think she had asked where we were from, if we were all from here, you know. And then that's
And how we met each other.
Yeah, and that's how we started talking about where she was from, and then that's when they started having like language talks and stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Give the people some context. All right, so we were kicked out of the Denny's,
Yeah.
and we had to pay for the meal, unfortunately. But here we are in Ignore This Car once again.
Hell yeah, the return.
The return. It's Andrew's car on his favorite station.
That's true.
So where were we? We were talking about this chick, Dasha.
Dasha. I was gonna call her by her name, but that's not.
Bastard.
So Dasha.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where were we?
We were talking about how she was asking how we met.
Right.
And like where she was from.
That's sort of where I handed the conversation over to you because, you know, I was like, well, if anyone should talk to Dasha, it should be these nice single gentlemen that were with our friend or Julius. So I'm like, well, you guys are both also really good at talking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, we got together because of this guy, you know. And then you started telling them your stories. What did she say?
I barely told
childhood, high school, and then.
Yeah, I just said that I knew some people longer, some people shorter, and you know. It wasn't anything. I did not tell them anything they needed to know about me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I gave them very little information.
Just like, oh, we met when we were young. Oh, we met when we were in college. Shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because.
I mean, she was just talking about her life mostly, dude. Like she came from Russia.
Right.
She moved to another country over there. What do you happen to remember?
I don't remember. I think it was in Europe somewhere. But she left Russia before. I think it was. From what I heard, it was before the whole Ukraine situation, right?
Yeah. And she said she was in Georgia for a while, so she grew up in Georgia for a while. And then she went back to Europe. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's getting a little too intense.
We're
too
not
intense
there yet.
for the story. Yeah, relax. So she was from Georgia for a bit, and that's how she kind of learned American customs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she went back to Europe, and then came back to LA. I think she met a friend or something.
Yeah.
That had a place over here in LA and had work.
She came here to act, which is cool and everything, you know, that's whatever. She dances. She does all sorts of dancing.
What do you guys think about
strippers?
Yeah. that was, I'm like, that's a very, like, damn.
I wish Miles was there.
Oh, God. Miles would have had the most appropriate reaction.
What? What? That's, I think this chick is why Miles should never go to a strip club. You know?
Well, if he's accompanied by Crystal, then maybe.
I mean,
she'll keep him in check.
But I feel like Crystal would like get into it with this girl, not in like a fight way, but in a playful way. You know what I mean? Like she'd think it was fun. You know what I mean?
Probably.
And then Miles would be like, "All right, 2 for the price of 1." Yeah.
That devious nurse.
You know where
Did you see his Valentine's Day haul?
Exactly.
He was showing it off, man.
I know where the pleasure points are in a body. I am a nurse after all.
I studied this.
So, she asks me about my zodiac stuff and everything. She's touching my hair and everything.
Clearly
She's
trying to
getting
get
close.
to know you.
Yeah, she's getting too close for comfort.
So the woman was setting her mark on one of us.
Well, yeah, and Jacob was telling me that you guys thought it was like I was enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like you were a little hesitant, but as soon as she said she was an actress, I'm like, oh, they're gonna have tons to talk about, you know? I just didn't expect her to, go crazy. But you tell me what you guys talked about that led to.
She was just rambling about this zodiac stuff, and
Okay.
I just didn't know. And maybe I'm a little aggressive in terms of how I talk about this person, but you'll understand why.
I mean, she was also kind of pushy though, so
Well, she
maybe
was.
you were just reciprocating, you know?
Listen, when I get to the climax of this story, you'll know exactly why I'm as defensive of myself in regards to this person. So she was talking to me about what my birthday means and what my name means and all that stuff, and she's touching she's touching my hair and like getting close into my face. Andrew, I had a nightmare about this person.
Oh my
actually,
God.
because she got so up in my face.
It's memorable. It stuck with you.
She got in my face and was like saying, like this, okay? She's like, you better not fucking forget this. And I was like,
God.
and I had a nightmare about it, dude.
You didn't forget.
No, I didn't forget, and it will not be forgotten thanks to the thanks to the internet and the mics. So I get another drink. She gets a White Russian like Jacob and I, because she is white and a Russian.
Makes sense.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to I'm just tolerating these people.
God.
What?
We brought it into the universe. You guys ordered a White Russian, and we got a White Russian. Dude! Takes one hit. It gets philosophical.
Never again. Never again.
So you guys get your drinks.
Yeah, I get another drink. I get a screwdriver, and what happens is I'm feeling the drink a little bit, and I see that they serve water. They have the little fountain with water cups and everything. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I need to get myself water. And she's sitting across, Dasha, and she comes up to the water place. She gets me my water. And what happens is she comes back, and before I know it, this woman looks back at me, and as I'm looking up to her, she, like a fountain, shoots me with water. Spits water on me.
Have you ever seen like a jet line stream of water? It was like that, dude.
It was precise.
She had propulsion, she had accuracy.
Yeah.
And she went straight for the middle of your fucking face, dude.
And it got in my eye. I wear glasses. It got in my eye.
It broke through the glasses.
Like, she was so precise. There's a little microscopic hole in my lenses. Oh, man. And I was like, what?
Yeah, so like
what?
From my
can I get a little bit of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I earned it at this point.
In my perspective, dude, I was talking to our friend and Jacob, and we just see you sit down and you start drinking, and then we see Dasha coming back, and I'm in my head just like, oh man, so she's still part of the group, all right, I guess. But like, I'm looking at our friend across from me, and she's behind him, and she just leans over the table, and she just spews out like fucking Squirtle from Pokemon. Like, she just fucking attacks you with water. Jacob's the first one to be like, whoa, what's going on? What are you doing?
Change the subject.
But it's like, I don't know about...
we're not naming him.
Fuck! Okay, that's the second blur. Count of second blur. So our friend...
The beep.
So that mother... Nah.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah, so our friend, I don't know about him, but I've been to a couple of bars where girls get wild and they get drunk. And obviously not like too drunk, but they get a little fun. And they be, a little... I wouldn't say disrespectful, but they're very liberal. And like, I don't know, at a bar, I'm kind of used to that already, So this was like, well, all right, she's had enough to drink.
Have you ever been spit on before?
Yes.
You have?
At a bar. Yeah.
How though?
That's why I immediately looked for your reaction, because I'm like, well, with a girl, she could be aggressive, she could be playful, she could be whatever. It all depends on the guy.
Right.
How did you take it? And you just seemed confused. So I was like, huh. Okay.
I was confused.
Yeah. So I'm
I
like, maybe this
immediately
wasn't
got up.
consensual, but she didn't. She was like, oh, it was just a joke. It
Well,
was
she
just a
certainly
joke.
didn't ask for permission.
I mean, how do you ask for permission, bro?
Well, I mean, you don't just spit on someone you just met.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I was
And just going
no. I was
freaky
just gonna
place.
say in your podcast, I've heard you say cough in your, but I think that was a joke. Never mind.
Well, the
cough is different than spit.
That's neither here nor there.
A cough is more.
A cough is, hey man, come on. You spread
Right.
love with a cough.
So there you were, wet and emasculated.
What?
Nah,
And
I'm just
emasculated.
Okay, so
Wow.
you were
That-
spat
dude,
on.
Fuck the Denny's subtitle. Dude, I'm going to subtitle this
No.
wet and emasculated. Get the fresh and fit audience up in this bitch.
Your viewership is just gonna
It's just
spike up,
sparkle, man. It's going to be good.
So you got spat on.
Yeah, so I get up.
Mm.
I go to the bathroom. What was she saying as I left? Because I heard a little bit of stuff.
Yeah,
as I was
Jacob was
leaving.
just, kind of the initial one saying, whoa, are you okay? He was worried about you. And he's like, yeah, go wash up. And you had jammed. And
She was trying to get my glasses.
She was?
Yeah, she was like I'm sorry, I thought it was
probably trying to, clean them.
Yeah, clean them. And she's like, I'm sorry, I thought it was a joke. That's what
yeah,
she's
no,
saying.
she kept saying that to us. And me and our friend, we kept looking at each other and it's just like, hey, you didn't spit on us. Like, maybe if you spat on us, we would have taken on it as a joke. But, like, it's all on him, And her friend, Albert, because Jacob was kind of like, that was it. That was the last straw for him.
Sure, yeah.
After that, he kind of, when you were in the restroom, he was like, hey, when Julius gets back, let's go. That's it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, don't worry. That's the cue, The thing is, honestly, I love you guys and I want to have a couple drinks with you. But say if I was with my cousin, I don't know if I've told you about him, but I hang out and go drink and go smoke with him. I feel like if I was with him, that would have just started his night, we would have been there longer. So I'm like, I wasn't that offended by it. I mean, it was you, so I didn't really have a place for it anyway. But it wasn't a deal breaker for me. Like, oh, that's it, we're calling it,
Right.
But I could tell him and probably you and our friend, our friend were uncomfortable. So I was like, all right, that's probably the end of that.
Well, I'm just like, man, and because she followed me to the bathroom.
Well, that was because of her friend. What's his name?
Albert.
Yeah. So
what did Albert say?
he had followed you for a little bit. So
what do you mean?
When she was telling us, oh, it's just a joke. It was just a joke. He was gone, right? And then
He followed me?
Yeah, I guess he was trying to see what's up. Because when he came back, he was like, hey, what happened? Like, what happened? Like, why is he going in the restroom? And she was like, I spit on him like it was a joke.
Right.
Man was fucking gone, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. He was talking about... Oh,
he
dude,
was like
that's a
on
whole
a
other
delay,
thing.
dude.
That's a whole other thing, yeah.
Oh, okay, you got to bring that up
Oh,
after.
Jesus.
But, yeah, so he was just like, what's going on? And we were like, yeah, she kind of spit on him. And he was just like, what? And he looked at all of us to kind of gauge our reactions. And Jacob was just already like, I can tell that's why he was kind of like, why'd you do that? Because Jacob was like, that's it, he was done.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I told him, I was like, hey, he probably understood it didn't mean like that, but you should probably go apologize because
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, it's because yeah, it was just a joke. And he was just like, you can't be doing that. And she was like, I did that to you. And he was like, yeah, but I liked it. You don't know about these other people.
Yeah, but I liked it.
Yeah, no, that's what made me laugh to fucking Jacob. I'm like, all right, bro, that's it. We gotta go. Because he was just like, yeah, no, you gotta ask people's permission for that. He was saying everything you were saying, right?
He was following her all night,
I mean, he was clearly trying to seal the deal.
He was trying to...
But...
trying to come for seconds.
But yeah, no, so he was the one that was like, yeah, you gotta go apologize. You can't be doing that, because I guess with him, he let it fly.
Sure, yeah. We know
made
why.
his night, but... yeah, so that's when she ended up leaving. And he was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, she's we're all kind of, do you guys want some? He opened up his fucking eyeglass case.
Yeah, dude, his eyeglass case.
Oh, God.
He brought that shit to me
and
as
we're
well.
like, nah, we're cool, bro.
He pulled out, there was a point before this happened where he brought up his an eyeglass
Man
case.
did not wear glasses.
He didn't wear glasses. I don't know. What was in the eyeglass case was his credit card and a condom.
Wait, I didn't see that.
That's all that was in there.
That's all you need when you come to LA, man.
But the thing is, dude, he was like feeling the top part of the eyeglass case, like it was like the hood of a car, like looking for something hidden, or like if you're looking for your keys, and he was looking for his Adderall, which he told me. He was like, "Oh man, I misplaced my Adderall, but do you want some?" Nah, dude, I don't.
As soon as I find it, bro.
As soon as I find it, it's like I think you know what happened to it.
Oh yeah, if it's not in your system, it's in hers.
Yeah, so they were on Adderall.
They were on a lot of things. I assume
Yeah.
it's not just the one. They were sharing drinks and doing all this shit. So she left. They
were vaping.
Me and
a bit,
Jacob,
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Me and Jacob and our friend were just like, all right, as soon as he gets back, we'll head out. But you were in there for a while, so our friend went to go check up on you, and he was gone for a while too. So like you were gone for a while.
Well,
yeah.
can I tell you? I wasn't like. Let me tell you why I was in there for a bit. Is because I was crying. No, I wasn't crying.
You broke down in tears.
What does it mean? What does it?
I can imagine you were fucking confused.
Well, I was confused. I was waiting.
Were you a little tipsy too, or?
I mean, I was just. I had a couple drinks. The reason I asked for the water was to clear up.
Not for your face. No.
No, I asked for the water from her for the fucking to hydrate. You know what I mean? Because I have to drive Jacob home and everything. What happens is, I'm in there and I'm looking for a thing to wipe my glasses with, and then I use my shirt, and then I'm trying to pee, and I can't because I'm just so confused and in shock of what just happened. Dasha showed up, and she like came in the restroom with me, and was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was a problem. I'm sorry," and I'm like, we talk about restraint, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, "Hey man, it's all good. Don't worry about it. You're fine. I'm not angry. Just go back. It's fine." And then
go back.
Go,
and then go home.
I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna pee and then pay the tab, and then we'll get the fuck out of here.
I think he said, "It's not coming out," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "That's what he told me. It's not coming out," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." What the fuck was that about?
I couldn't pee for a bit because I was just so so weirded out. I was like distracted. I was like, "Dude, what are we gonna do? We're trapped in here."
Oh man.
Talking to my bladder. Like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. It's fucked up.
So you were just like unsure of how to take it then, I guess.
I was just honestly, I think the reason I was having trouble.
Go home?
I wanted to go home.
Okay.
So I was trying to plan the way out as instead of peeing, which is why it took forever to me. I was just standing there in front of the urinal.
Use the restroom. I was like, how the fuck do I get out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did have to pee. It just nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then we finally come out, and our friend and I are paying our tab. You and Jacob go outside to just smoke, I assume. Just do whatever out there, or get away from them.
No, that was when we were like, all right, let's go. So we were like, yeah, just close your tab and let's go. We didn't think you guys were gonna talk to them, like say bye.
Neither did I, dude.
Yeah.
So what happens is we're paying our tab, and the bartender's busy, so they take their time, and this chick comes up and is talking to our friend, and our friend does not know how to say no.
For this reason, he should be named.
Yeah. You've heard him on the podcast before.
And it's not Brian.
That's all I'll say. Our friend doesn't know how to fucking say no, and he started talking to her and gave her his fucking phone to put the number in, and she called her number with his phone, and I'm just standing there the whole time.
The water's still dripping from your face.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm like, "Hey man, this isn't gonna go well." And what happens is we say goodbye.
How, by the way? I don't think I asked you guys how you managed to slip away at the end of the night. I thought you just pushed her on our friend and that was it.
Well, our homie gave a really sensual hug to the chick. She came in.
Ass.
She did? She touched your ass?
I thought she was touching everybody's ass.
No,
That's why I'm like, okay, bye, nice meeting you.
I think she touched our friend's ass, maybe, I don't know. But
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything.
But the thing is, what happened was we said our goodbyes, and our friend has a very nice little long hug with the chick, and then I say goodbye. I'm nicer than I probably should have been, because I probably should have just walked away at that point. But I said, hey man, just be careful, be cool. It's all good, no hard feelings, but just be careful, man. You know, because you don't know like what Albert apparently was saying. You know,
It's all right with me.
it's okay with me.
You
Okay.
gotta ask for permission.
Here's my card. Listen to this podcast.
You should have gave him this information.
I know, right?
He was the director, dude.
Yeah, and I really wanted to work with him after that. So what happens is we just leave dazed and confused. What the hell? Dasha called our friend Valentine's Day morning, and I don't know if he answered.
Oh, you know he answered.
Well, I know he answered, but I don't have proof that he answered.
Not yet.
Not yet. That'll be the 40th podcast. I'm gonna have her on as a guest.
Guest speaker.
Dashiki.
Dashiki.
Dude, the contact name she put in his phone was Dashiki the Freaky.
It was Dasha, but parentheses.
Is that appropriation though?
She put it on herself.
Yeah.
Dude, we got a movie the other day that was like A Day Without Mexicans, and the cover was like a white dude cleaning his house and a lady cooking, but the director was Mexican. So it's like, you guys are making these things, but because you guys are part of it, like,
Dude.
So I don't know.
I just imagine like the most stock photo
Yeah.
cover of all time of that.
It's literally just a white blank image with those two people on it cleaning.
Dude, I'll Photoshop the cover for that. A Day Without Mexicans, and it's just these white. It's like the white people doing like the confused.
Yeah, so Jacob showed me this, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this racist shit?" And then I see the director's Mexican, and I'm like, this is how this was made.
You can still think that.
I mean,
look at this racist
that's
shit.
the thing is, no, I still think it's some form of racism, but it's like, it's in the sense legal racism.
Like, how did this racist shit get past? Oh,
it's by them.
It's by it's by them.
By them. No, I'm just.
It's like one of ours did this shit. Wow.
So yeah, I don't know if it's on us. She did that to herself. You know, she put that on her own.
I want to call him. And ask.
Call her.
No, I want to. I mean, when we hung out with him after that happened, you know, he was saying all this. He was like giving me shit about getting spit on and everything. It's like, bro, I'm not the one who left with the number.
Yeah.
I want it for the memories. I was talking to my coworker today about this shit. I told her about what happened, and she's like, "Listen, man, you know this. You were that age once. Every guy wants at least one crazy girl's phone number, just in case."
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Oh, I think that's where we can wrap it up, man. This has been a very odd episode, but it's the 31st episode.
The 31st, 31st is always a weird year.
Yeah.
So I'm told. We are a couple years away from that, bro.
Yeah.
I hope it's as weird as this.
Well,
Less spit.
I am 30. Like I told Dasha.
Yeah, but you've been 30 for 5 years, Julius.
Yeah, well.
At a certain point, you're going to be 40.
We'll see. Yeah.
How are the kids, by the way?
Abandoned.
As they should be.
Little bastards. Ruined my life. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Bearing with us. Getting through it. I hope you ate well. We did.
Yes, we did,
Got
actually.
the
That
itis.
was a really good meal. Oh, my God. Shout out Denny's. If you guys don't go to Denny's, go to Denny's.
I'm going to
It's
tag
cheap.
Denny's. And
We're going to get sued
most awkward
by that
convers-
manager that let us.
They're gonna be like, wait, did this Dasha Albert shit happen at a Denny's or something?
Why are we connected?
Why are we connected?
Like, don't worry about it. This happened at a bar at a Denny.
Near a Denny's. We wanted Denny's so desperately after. Oh, hi, Denny. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening. Have a good one. Stay safe and goodbye.
Peace.